30 years to change this system. The mayor is, among others, we're trying to work together to do it in 10 or 12 years. A huge benefit beyond what people were promised. That's what government needs to do. We can do better than we promised and then try to do it. So I hear all that. Compromise. Let's talk about compromise first. Let me give you a very specific example, because then this example encapsulates both the potential that we have and the challenges we still confront. And just a little anecdote. So at the end of the legislative session, a couple of Republicans, and remember, just a couple is all we need in our House to reach compromise on tax issues, came forward and said, we are willing to get rid of a big corporate tax loophole that most people here will find appalling. It's a thing called the single sales factor. Without going into detail, it allows large out-of-state multinational corporations to get about $1 billion of tax break, and that means that money's not here in California. The governor hates it, I hate it. So these two Republicans, 2 plus 52 equals 54, equals 2/3 in my House, said we will vote to get rid of it. But we want the money reattributed to the following things. Those things were not perfect. So I was asked to go to the governor's office with those 2 Republicans and a couple of my Democratic colleagues and work it out. Can we find common ground? In about an hour, we found common ground, with like 3 days left in the legislative session. And we did a press conference the next day with 2 days left. And I said at that press conference, you know, $1 billion isn't going to change the world for us, but it's a step in the right direction. What's really important is displaying that we can do this as a team. It's only 2 Republicans, but it's bipartisan now. You see what's happening in Washington? Does the word bipartisan ever enter anybody's statements anymore? We have to be displaying that we're doing our job. And that was a display of that. And that bill got out of the legislature. And by the way, let me tell you what that money, that $1 billion, would have been reattributed to the following things. First, a manufacturing sales tax credit, because when manufacturers buy equipment, that is going to be accompanied with jobs. Second, permanent changes to taxes that small businesses pay, reductions. Third, a change in the standard deduction. The standard deduction in California is what one takes if one doesn't own a home. You don't itemize your deduction, you take the standard deduction. It's typically for working people who live in apartments, because we know that when someone gets money back from the standard deduction, that universe of people spends the money because they need to. And when they spend it, that is a catalyst for you. Use your money.